They're gonna rain. Or this is my new norm, waking up in pain. Oh dear. I feel like the practice ball at the FIFA World Cup. Ashley had some braking issues with her car, so they took it to Pep Boys. Yes, lovely Pep Boys, the same franchise that did my car. And I still am concerned about my car. Apparently, they said the parking brake had some kind of... The terminology they used, she repeated it. I'm sure they said it that way. I've not heard before. It sounds to me like they're janking their chain. Because a few days later, and having to carpool and have Brian take her to work and things like that, she picked up her car and she said the first 3 or 4 time stopping, it was the way it should be. And then all of a sudden, it's grinding and pulling again. And she felt to one of the rear tires wheels is hot, which means there's something dragging or pulling, or the caliper broke or something. Now, she said that it was over $1,000 to have whatever done. It seems to me you can't get out of a car place without at least $1,000 these days, which is bad. And I said, last night, I said, if you ask them to see the old parts, to keep the old parts for you, would they do it? Now, you can do that. Some places will balk a little, but they'll do it. But that way you know that they've been replaced. I don't think these guys would do it. I think they'd put up a fight. And I said, I don't know if they have mechanic certificates on the wall. Back in Missouri, a place that works on cars, if they're any good at all, the mechanics have gone through training and they have their certificate or a copy of their certificate with their photo on the wall. I neglected to look around when my car was at Pep Boys because they had me. And also, like beauty salons should have some kind of somebody there with a certificate of health that they know how to do nails the healthy way. Likewise, food establishments should have people that have Safety Serve certification. I had a Safety Serve certification, and my certificate, or copy thereof, was on the wall wherever I worked that was dealt with food. It lets people know that you have enough knowledge that you aren't going to poison them, that you know how to store food and prepare food, things like that. And the mechanical certification tells you that they have enough knowledge to be able to turn those nuts and bolts on your car. I'm very disappointed that now they have to go through the trouble of taking her car back in. And I don't know. Brian's going to have to go in and holler at him. If I were a man, a big burly man, I'd go in there and holler at him. What you need, if you're a big burly guy and you know a little bit about cars and stuff, hire yourself out. Hire yourself out to women or other guys that are maybe meek to go in with you and hear what they think the problem is and make sure they've done what they're supposed to do. In the olden days, people's dads would do that, Your dad would go with you if your dad knew about cars, or his friend or somebody. There seems to be a lot of crap getting away with. Nobody knows anything. No wonder that old fart was yelling about how there ought to be more trade schools out here. Yeah, gadzooks. There is nothing wrong with the trade school. Some people just aren't meant to be scholars and academics. They are not. They are meant to work on cars or do mechanical stuff or, whatever. And I applaud people that do whatever they do for a living and do it well. It doesn't matter what you do it well. I'm not saying do your best like Melania, but I like watching videos on YouTube of people that do their job and do it well. It's just a very good, pleasurable feeling inside to know that these people take pride in what they do. And I think that's lost. That seems to be lost. Not only that, but people just don't want to do anything anymore. It's unfortunate that the lockdown has affected a lot of people in that fashion, where they just, why bother? A lot of times I feel, why bother, but there are some passions that I have, like building and doing things by hand and creating. I like to create. I guess most people aren't like that. When I do something, I want to do it well. And it's taken me several days to do this stupid sewing for my last minute little bits and pieces before I do the boxing video for Christmas, and that has to be sent off as soon as possible. Because anything sent to Canada is hit and miss. Anything sent anywhere, really, these days. Apparently the train system was going to go on a big strike, and what got congressmen to do something about it was the major thing that they were going to strike on and not carry across the country were chemicals to make water safe in water plants. You kind of gotta, there are basics of life you gotta have. Or you really should have. But threatening to cut those off, that's pretty wicked. They're asking for paid sick leave. The unions, railroad unions. I don't know. I just, like I said, I feel like a practice ball at the World Cup. And sinuses. I don't sleep with the teeth in because the sinuses pool up in there, and then I start choking when they start draining out. I know that sounds disgusting, and it is. So I will get up and fix myself something to eat, although I'm not really hungry, which is good, because I could lose weight. I certainly need to. But I need to eat something to keep my engine going. I may or may not vlog a little more than this. It's 8:30 in the morning. I actually went to bed about 10 at night. I thought, well, I'm not really tired. I'll catch up on my viewing and blah, blah, blah. No. I went to bed at 10, woke up at 1 to go to the bathroom. Went back to bed, woke up at 5 to go to the bathroom. It seems like I sleep in groups of 4 hours. And, well, I woke up before 4 hours, so it's 8:30 now. The kitty cat's been running around like his butt's on fire, giving me hints that he's starving to death. So I get to begin here. So to begin again. The rug came today, and he's starving as usual. The supervisor decided to come up here. I have just sewn a whole bunch of things. I have to insert the wire in it and sew the little patch that closes it up. Then I'm going to sew little arm ends here with this nice leftover fuzzy fabric that I have for this. Otherwise, that way I can take them off and wash them and don't have to worry about the chair. What are you trying to do? Bury your food? Are you trying to tell me you don't like it?
I had the very, very tail end of turkey that I had made with some bacon pieces and some zucchini with pecorino romano on there. That's what I have for supper, plus a ginger ale. Yeah, I'm doing soda. You know how things go. You start sewing or whatever, and you like, well, you know, I could make one of the, while I have the sewing machine out, I'll do this too, and I'll do that too. And it's like 12 hours after this last videoing, and I'll be going to bed soon. I'm watching comedians while I'm eating my food. And maybe insert some wires in those things. I'll finish that up tomorrow. Since the rug came, woo-woo, my plan tomorrow is to get up, depends on how much I get done tonight, finish this up, put the sewing machine away, vacuum, clean the carpet in here because I dropped an egg and it went on the carpet earlier. Straighten up, clean up, put the rug down, and maybe decoration for Christmas. That'll be Friday. Hopefully I can get most all that done. Ashley had got a ride to and from work yesterday. Or she took her car in because it wasn't working right. And someone took her into work from there, and then they brought her home. But it was way too early when she would need to go to work today. Someone picked her up early this morning. No, wait a minute. I don't know. Anyway, Brian dropped the key off earlier in mid-afternoon, and I watched Little Man while he did that. Oh, he's a little stinker. He has this goofy little bulldog underbite smile. Like he'll walk and he'll stop, and I heard a little toot, you know, a little fart, and he goes. And then he's walking along and he tripped on his own foot and he goes, shit. Yeah, he knows some words. Kitty Cat's not happy. I think he wants to play or he wants loving or something. He was sitting on my lap earlier while I was trying to sew. I'll try to get as far as I can go tonight and clean up tomorrow and maybe do the boxing video tomorrow, because I really do need to send that off to Canada, because it'll, if it makes it at all, it'd be barely in time. Yep. I guess the storm is supposed to be coming in. I'm not sure. I'm a bit achy. But I gotta keep going. Upward and onward.